I was like, oh, maybe I don't have the capability to do
Well, here we are. So
it.
I think I had to wait for you to like get in or before I hit go live was the problem. I didn't think that would be a problem because it's like, you know what I mean? It was like go live. So I went live. And it was like, but there's like a moment beforehand where there's like a screen that pops up and it's like invite person. So like invite. And then I waited this time to see if it would make a difference. So yeah.
Oh boy. Well, we made it.
Look, I'm like, I wonder, yeah, so they're gonna get a new one out there to join in with and all the hi. I'm
Hi,
sorry,
everybody.
lovely insight. I saw that you were commenting throughout and I was paying somewhat attention but not full attention to the thing. This is a reading for the people who, yeah, we're going to be drawn to. Usually the people who do super chats kind of take priority because it's like it's a big noticeable thing and it's an energy exchange. So I like to put those, I just let people know that I end up seeing those more. It's not like I won't do a free one. I just end up always feeling guilty if I don't do the paid one. So I always do it that way. Um, but I just want to check the settings on this one last time because for some reason it keeps setting them up as weirdness. I noticed it was like turning off the option for money. So I want to make sure that that's on. What? Oh man, it died. But it kept turning it off. So I want to make sure. But I definitely going to do Hello Insight or 818 Insight because she definitely has been around for the long haul and she is somebody that is an admin on here for me, like to help me. So I like to take care of those people who've helped me in the past. So I know you were asking about your twin, like why is their energy coming back up? Again, I didn't see everything you wrote, but it was like you pulled cards on him. Oh, look, here it is. Which is why I let go. I didn't want this anymore, but it seems it's impossible, LOL. Um, it's complicated as fuck. And tell me about it. And good thing I still have your comments here. But I was paying attention. I was trying to. It's multitasking. Like, oh, no, no, no. I'm always doing that. It's part of the problem. Um, so yeah, okay. Well, I kind of know what you mean. Oh my God, it's like 1 2 1 2 1 2 2, and it was 3 3 3 on the one that I had done that like got messed up in the studio here. Um, that I'm going back into right now to hopefully see the settings on. What are you doing? Come on. Sorry. I just want to make sure things are correct. It's our first time doing this, so please be patient with the mic. And it's like crashing the YouTube Creator Studio. There's so much stuff. That's the problem with everything too. Everything I use crashes. Everything I try to do breaks. And it's because everything is so insane that it's like now I gotta proceed until it's actually me. They're like, this is not you. Yes, it is. I just did this a moment ago. But what I mean is like these apps and things, nothing works because there's too much information out there in this world. It's like it's becoming too much. What are you doing? What? I already did this. Please just work so I can freaking fix it. God. Thank you. All right, we're good. Okay, now we can do it. That's all I wanted. And I gotta go live from one other account just so that they can be there with us. And then it's already here, so I'm just gonna go live. I'm not gonna make a big deal of it. I'm just gonna say extra love. Extra extra live to spread abundance. So I had a good thing with abundance today, and I thought it was pretty cool considering it is St. Patrick's Day and it's about, manifesting today and all of that. Like for me, I was thinking in that way about it because of the the way that like they talk about the gold and all of that. Um and then basically I've been paying for something twice for so long. All the deck orders that I get, right? I was paying through my bank and PayPal. And I'm like, why am I going broke? Because I was paying twice for everything. But I found out today that I was correct about it. I wasn't sure. I was like, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. But I won that case. So if I won that case, then obviously they were wrong. So now we can fix it. And my money will be back. And there was a lot of money doing that. At least like $500 just in like the little time amount that I saw.
I
So
bet.
yeah, I was like, what the fuck? I'm like, I don't want to do that. Thank you. Now I got two phones. I gotta like get this over here. All right, we are good. And I'm gonna put you guys here. Here we go. Oh, you hold that up. You're not that big. And then you. Oh man, you got come. You are my sunshine. I need you. I have a thing. Stand up. All right, so anybody over here, I'm going live over here.
Oh, man down.
It's too heavy for it, I guess. Giving extra support to somebody in the community that started their channel. So Colette Reads Tarot is over here on the Bridget Rao channel with me because that's, where we started. But I also wanted to show it up over here and let people know that like that even exists, because some people don't know I even have two channels. Some people don't know that I schedule lives and go live and do all this stuff. So, and then I got upset trying to help her, and I was like, I'm just gonna give you out to my people because I want to help you. Got a little weird. I don't do it for myself, but I'm like, someone else that needs help, yes. So that's what we're doing. If you want to help us out, support Colette in growing her channel. She's new to the community on YouTube, and I know how hard it is to fucking grow. It's never easy that people think like.
No. Thank you, Bridget. I really appreciate you letting me be on here with you because my community, I mean, it's not big compared to yours, but I have like 50 to 100 people that follow me on TikTok, and like, been kind of nervous about the banning of TikTok. And I've been trying to, grow my Facebook, grow my Instagram, grow my YouTube, because it's like, I don't know, the vibe on TikTok ain't it anyway right now. So here I am.
Well, yeah, I remember when TikTok started, I started an account there and it like grew wicked quick, and I was like, whoa. And so then I did it again and it grew wicked quick, and I was like, whoa. But then they changed all of the whatever they were doing at that point. So that ability to do that so fast went away. But I do have, like a 20,000 follower account over there. But I tell people all the time, do not put all your fucking things in one bucket unless it's yours. I have divineessential.com. That's my domain. I maintain it through GoDaddy. Nobody can come and be like, hey, we're shutting this down today. You lose all these people. Like when Vine did it and all of those other things. So I try to, spread out. I got backups in case. So I have one thing I saw the other day with 5,000 people on it. I had no idea there was that many people on it. But yeah, if you do this for your work, if you want to do this for your work, don't put it all in one bucket. And if you do put it all somewhere, you're getting good, try to funnel them to your own place. Even if it's just that you have like the free MailChimp, like email service, that you have them on a list, the name of their emails, that you can access those people to connect with. Because otherwise you could lose people in a second and they don't know to come find you because they forget about you. So, people,
you're 100% correct.
people have found me on other places like, I had no idea, I forgot. Like,
Yep.
So yeah, that's a good idea for you, and smart, because it is not always easy. But I just wanted to make sure I don't miss what she was saying here. Live chat.
Yeah, it's hard for me to see the chat. I only have one phone, and
All right.
like, I see them when they come in and then they disappear for me.
I'm gonna pull my laptop over here too.
Yeah,
So
I do have a laptop. I could get that out.
it'll be all right, I think. I don't know.
Okay.
If you whatever you want, it's up to you. I try not to make the calls, but
It's
I'm
like
like,
weird
what
because
do you want to do?
it's weird because it shows me like the old chats. I'm like, where's the new chat? I don't know where the new chat is. All messages here. Maybe it'll.
I
Ah,
have
there we go.
cord to my laptop is like stuck right now. Come on. It's in my lamp.
Seed, seed of stone. Yes, thank you for commenting on my birds. I love them dearly, and they are like added confirmation when I do readings because they like to speak up. When I'm saying some important stuff.
It's funny. I had a bird. She was a Konya. Her name was Midori because she was all red and green. And one of the girls there was like, Midori, the alcohol is red and green. So I just kind of stuck with it and kept it. But she was like so freaking funny. Like she could do so many things. The only reason I don't have her anymore is because I had to move and I lost, I couldn't keep her because they're going in the basement with no heat and stuff. She would die there.
Yeah, what kind of bird was it, Bridget?
A cherry-headed conure.
Oh, beautiful.
She was really cool. Okay, so let's see. Why am I feeling my supposed twin heavily lately? And let's see. Oh, hello, Cedar Stone. Howdy. Excited to listen. Hello. What have you both have to bring on in? Hi, you welcome, lovely. 818, 818. I pull cards on him. He's cheating on his wife, supposedly. LOL.
Oh.
And then I know dreams are everywhere in Los Angeles. And then welcome back. And okay, so let's see what's going on, why you're feeling pulled to him specifically. In his stuff. Because I know you said you tried to get away from him with your Queen of Swords energy, like fuck that. Oh wait, fuck that shit. I don't want that shit because it's too much shit. And you put up your guard with the Seven of Wands because it is hard. So if somebody's a schmoozer, the Knight of Cups that leaves you like this, it is hard. Like, because you want that, you want ultimate fulfillment, you want good things from those things, you want victory from those things, but until he offers that full cup to you, it's hard. And I'm like, I forget that I have two things going.
He ain't doing it.
You could feel his energy because I think he could be feeling like he pulled towards you to come back to like connect again for a new start. I do have the Ace of Pentacles, which is a good thing, but it's also Four of Pentacles here. So he may want to give you a good start, but he may be too guarded to actually do it in a way that's like, hey, I'm not messed up, because the Prince of Swords here is the Page of Swords. That's somebody looking at you, but wanting to message you, but not stopping himself, like he could be like looking at your accounts or things like that, but he's, instead of giving you that Ace of Pentacles for the Four of Wands, he holds himself back and he doesn't choose love. They get scared, and this world's hard, especially I think like these people do these things almost unintentionally, like out of the programming that their subconscious is like, I'm just a piece of shit. I already cheated. I might as well do it again. I might as well cheat you badly or like run away from you and not bring justice. Also, if he's married, he may have guilt to do that. So he already feels like a bad guy for that. So he's going to wear the role that he feels that he is. And until he overcomes that and gets to the King of Wands instead of the Knight of Wands, which takes a long ass motherfucking time sometimes because men aren't as mature quickly as women. But if they do get there, they can have a good start from healing and coming into your wishes coming true. But the painful endings and things like that, unfortunately, a lot of times pushes you to the point where it's like too late, too little. And it might just be like a karmic lesson that went bad or a karmic lesson that, stung so badly. So you're always going to feel connected to him. You're always going to feel his energy when he's thinking of you. And you've still got the wounds connected to it that you probably need to heal and have clarity around. But it doesn't mean that you can't still have that thing in the end if you wanted to, but you would have to both choose it. But it means that doesn't even, it just means that like if he's going to actually give you love, then you can choose to receive that love. But if he's not going to give you that, then you need to choose yourself. And that's the hard part about things, is not knowing what people are actually going to do or want to do or why they're doing what they're doing. Like, it sucks. Do you have anything to add to that, Colette? Did you pick up anything on
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look at this is his energy. He's not balanced, okay? He's not balanced and he is making you feel like, okay, you're the empress and the high priestess, but in reverse right now. So he's making you feel like you're not good enough, and you are good enough. Okay. The thing about these connections, this is like twin flame, right? She said, Bridget, like a twin flame.
Yeah.
Okay. The problem with these connections is that a lot of times we put stock in the word, we get attached to it, and we get excited about it. This is so great. This is one of chance of a lifetime. This is a chance of a lifetime. But the problem is it's like romanticized. It's not. It's icky. This person, if they're making you feel like less than when you are a fucking queen, okay, like beyond a queen, right? This is you. You're beautiful. You're nurturing. You're connected. Okay, listen to your intuition. Your intuition's telling you exactly what you already know, and so are my birds. Okay, you deserve better, and this guy ain't it. Okay, he can't give you what you need. He can't. He's with somebody else. You've already said it. And even if he wasn't though, like Bridget is saying, he's not healed. And you deserve somebody who's like, even if they're not healed, they're willing to work on themselves and be better because nobody's perfect.
This is all about embodying a higher love.
Beautiful.
Preparing you. It says, accept and radiate higher love. Touch others with its flame. Like, that's the thing. Fucking twin flame has been so tainted. And I tried to say that in the post the other day, like the people, oh, it's all these people, it's all these people, it's all these people. No, these people came in and tainted like a thing by putting that on there. And everybody has their opinion of what's gold, what's 100. And nobody can tell you that except for you. And we all know in our soul, in our gut. Like I've known. Like I knew one time when I was like leaving here, I was like, you should just go back in the motherfucking house. Because one thing the person said to me when I was getting, but you don't because it's like you hope, just hope. But you still fucking know. Like, but you doubt
Yep.
yourself. You let them do that.
Yep. Well, and you don't want to believe it. Like you don't want to believe it because you've got so much stock in it. You believe in that person, and you put so much energy in it. I think that's the hard thing with those twin flame connections is that you're like, I've already put this much energy into this. I really want this to work. I really feel like this is my person. I really feel like we can make it work. No, it shouldn't be this much work. That person shouldn't make you feel icky on the inside, which is what they're doing most of the time. There's usually some kind of fight or disagreement or whatever happens in your connection, and it leaves you not feeling worthy. And what I say to that is, no, not for you. Right, Bridget?
Right. And it is hard. I know it's hard. It's easier
Yeah.
said than done sometimes.
Yes.
Like, like I get it because I think it's just not, it's not easy. And it's not a one-way street either because they also have emotions and care and like they may not, I don't think a lot of people out there are just like, yes, I want to be bad to you. I want to hurt you. I'm an evil motherfucker. But
Yeah.
they don't have what they need to give to you because they don't do it for themselves. A lot of times, and I've learned a lot about the stuff to do with like our attachments and why, and then like spending time with the person and getting to know things about their life, their childhood, stuff like that. It makes sense. But then that gives them that green light in my world of like, well, I understand and I give them that empathy, but that doesn't
Yep.
change the behaviors until they fucking accept it and heal it. Like, you
That's
know?
right. 818, I want to offer you something. This is something I did when I disconnected from my connection with a twin flame. This was now over probably a year and a half ago, 2 years. Well, no, it's been 2 years. What I did was I closed my eyes. I put a door up, like a big iron door. I put that person on the other side of the door and I shut the door. I put all the locks on it. You gotta like intentionally separate from it. Like, even if you feel like, okay, I've let you go, you really have to like cut that cord, shut that door. Like, you have to take the steps to remove that from your life. Because even if they're like, they think about you or they're like looking at your social media, right? It shouldn't affect you. Like, I know this person's watching me on social media, doesn't matter. I've moved forward, right? So you got to make that conscious choice. Shut that door. You probably need to cut the cord too, don't you think, Bridget? There's probably got to be a cord cutting. and then
Yeah.
move forward.
It's hard too because people in the community are like, there's no, like, you can't cut the main cord but to your twin, so that, like, that makes people think that too. And it's like, it doesn't matter, you have free will and you are a human here on this planet in your lifetime. If your life is sucking and you're not moving forward and nothing's happened for a long time, and I'm gonna be willing to bet that if you've been with me all this time and you're still not seeing improvement, then it's impacting you negatively, and you're still holding on to hope for something that hasn't changed. Sometimes you just gotta let go of that for things to actually shift too. So like letting go releases resistance in our life so things can come. And it's like we get so like, oh, but it's gotta be them, it's gotta be them. The only one in the world. There's like 9 billion people out there. Like
Yeah.
that intensity that's there is us creating it by feeling it and thinking about it and intensifying it and like, being obsessed about it and feeling badly about it. It's toxic, and it's becoming more toxic. And this one was from, it says again, accept a heart activation, give and receive heart healing. Like, you're not getting love from this, you're not getting support from this anymore. And I know people want to have that be the end result in these cases because that's what they thought it was going to end up being. But when your life isn't moving and things aren't flowing, and because it's going to impact across the board. Like, I saw how it impacted my life negatively, and I couldn't do it with a good conscience. That's why I stopped doing fucking pick a card. My account hit 50,000 and I stopped because I was like, this is wrong. I knew people were manipulating it to fit what they wanted their narrative to be. Like, I'd be like, you gotta move on, you gotta leave, and they'd hang on to that one little thing that was meant for people that didn't experience the shit show. But it's hard to read a collective out there that wants to do that innately of like, oh, but maybe I don't think they're really a bad person. They're not a bad person. They just were probably treated in a way that made them do the things they do or feel the way they feel. Unfortunately, that reflects outward though into how they treat others. And you're
Yeah.
the only one that can be, no, I've got to take this back. So I stopped doing those, but like my own life, my abundance, my abilities, like every time that person comes back around and does something and then fucking daggers me again, I'm down for the count. And it's impacted my money, it's impacted my career, it's impacted my emotions, my friendships, my family. It's everything. It makes you fucking miserable. It kills you from the inside out because you're like, "Ah," and I'm too sensitive to deal with that shit. And they're too not sensitive to deal with that shit with that person over and over and over, expecting a different outcome. That's insanity, you know?
Yeah. And Bridget, to add to that, like, don't you feel like a lot of the collective has done so much healing on themselves? And, you know, I feel like the more healing I did, the more I saw that situation for what it was. And I just went, that person's not even trying to heal. Like, it's okay. They can do their own thing. But, like, I'm on a different frequency. So, like, this wouldn't work. So, that's something I feel like the collective needs to recognize. Like, you're doing amazing. You're doing the work. You're doing the healing. Like, you got to ask yourself, like, that person's not even trying. So, like, how does that still fit with you? It doesn't. That doesn't
That's why
fit.
it's not working. That's why they're not coming back. And when they do come back, they can't stay because your frequencies don't match. They don't align.
You're up here and they're just down. They're okay down here. Let them stay down there. That's where they want to be. It's not your job to bring them up here. They've got to do the work like you did. That's the thing that I think we're having trouble recognizing. Like, how much work we've done. We've done so freaking good. Like, give yourself credit and say, you know what? I'm worthy. I deserve better. This ain't it. Seen it.
And like I found out, it's like, because I woke up in 2011 simultaneously with my starseed stuff, and I knew about twin flame stuff, knew it was connected to them. But my whole process and my whole journey, like, that was in there. So yeah, like I was doing a lot of work to get the fuck out of the situation with the goal, or like with the idea too of like knowing that maybe eventually I would be able to like connect with that person. But like, reality and what we're doing are two different things. Like, and I've told that to women that are like married, and I'm like, if you want to be with someone else, you should probably divorce because like that's not working, right? But don't expect a divorce and then like jump over to him real quick, because that's not, you need time to heal between. But a lot of people think like, I'm gonna divorce you and I'll be with you next week and that'll be great and everything will be awesome. That's not what happens. Like, um unfortunately, like, oh shit, like that's not how it worked out. But I also believe, and I am very grateful for the fact that that person was in my life at different points, because I don't think I would have done a lot of the things that I did to get to where I got to then be able to propel away or move forward or whatever. So as much as it was a burden and a bad thing, oh my God, it didn't do so well and it hurt me and it also elevated me. But then I chose to allow it to do what I did. We are responsible ultimately in the end, and we can change the perspective around to fit, from moment to moment. I can go from this timeline to this timeline real quick and I can see the results of it real quick. Like, oh, I have no money. Oh my God. But wait, oh, here comes all this money because you just fucking like shifted your frequency. And it's like, it's a shift very quick. And we did get online with each other for like a solid couple of months and everything was great. And I was like, oh my God. I was nervous though, because I had the red flaggers. I'm like, I don't, and that's why I didn't fucking put that shit out everywhere. Like, oh my God, and say all the shit that he was saying, because if I did, that would have even been more detrimental to me, having to like come back from that. But he eventually did exactly what he had done before. And it was like, oh my God. It was almost like like I said something to him and asked him about a thing specific. And he like went and repeated it. And then a week later, I hear from somebody that does coaching to do with like stuff to do with that, with the particular attachment style that person has. And they will specifically do that because you've said it. Like, hey, can you not leave the milk out? They leave the milk out. Like, it's weird. It's like, but they do it. It's not, but I don't think it's not like I hate you. I'm going to do this to you to hurt you. It's just in there. It's like, you expect this out of me, so I'm going to give it to you because you expect it.
Yeah, a little sabotaging too, don't you? Like he was
Oh,
sabotaging on purpose because he can't.
yeah.
Can't
Yeah.
handle.
That's exactly what it is. It's not like they just think that that's the thing. They think that what they're doing is, um, what they are. Like, and it's a lot of it's subconscious. So if you believe that you don't deserve better, or you believe that like when I do this thing it's not going to work out, it's going to give you that result. And it's hard to get over those humps in this world because of like people in their competition, and like everybody has that like "Ugh," and they make you feel shitty. But you can stand in our power and awaken the majesty, wear the power of pride, and be happy about who you are, and just look for the positive within the negatives as much as possible. Know this is a world of duality that we live in here, but you're gonna have to cut some shit out sometimes. You're gonna get daggered at times. It's a test. And if you don't have a lion, a majestic, awesome, divine dude that loves you unconditionally, you can't let that mess up your emotions too much, or like you've got to get away from it so that it stops, and look back at your roots, where you've come from. Like, what did my mom do in relationships? What did my dad do in relationships? What am I expecting? Like, if people have treated me shittily all my life and I've had some not know, and a lot of us who have been abused don't know that we were abused until we figure it out, and then we're like, oh. And that's usually a consecutive pattern that happens until we find the strength to be like, no, I don't want to be, I don't want to be treated that way anymore. But it's a progress. It's not overnight. But if we can lift up out of that negativity and follow our way away from it, and and they can too. It doesn't mean that they won't, but if they're not, you've got to protect yourself. There was one thing, like, because we come in with contracts, and there was a thing I saw, like, similar to what you said. It was like, imagine you're taking the contract between you and that person and rip it up, like fire it out, like get rid of it. How do you need to go through it? But then start actively spending time with other people. You don't have to go on a date, because I know I'm not attracted, but you might be if somebody treats you nicely. And like, I
Yes.
only had like cops come here because of a fucking asshole. But like the cops that showed up, I was like, they're not bad looking. Like, but I was never seeing anybody or doing anything. So it was like I didn't ever think about anybody. But bring in the healing of cosmic abundance. Good fortune is coming. Let your thoughts support your divine perfection and align with your fifth dimensional blueprint. Go up and out of this fucking world of blah, blah, blah. And then bathes you in divine feminine light is the silver lunar dragon. Come to balance and practice peace, harmony, cooperation. Expand your causal chakra. That one comes up a lot. I don't know. What is the causal chakra? Is that the thing back here? Or I think there's like I've seen it a few times.
There's sub chakras, so it's got to be like a sub chakra is my guess. But I want to add on to that because like what you're saying, absolutely true, and the contract piece and all that. But I feel like as humans, what we do is we're like, oh, this isn't working with this person, so I'm going to try over here. And every time we try again, we get closer to the kind of person we want. So, but a lot of times we're doing like a pattern, like we're picking the same person because we're not looking beyond what's in front of us and not looking for somebody that um, is different. A lot of times that's what we need is somebody different that breaks the pattern. And Bridget's right. You know, these people that have heard us that whether they're twin flame or whether they're just somebody you dated or somebody you got married to and you got divorced, like they are essential to you growing and healing and becoming who you are now. Like you need to be grateful for those experiences because without them you wouldn't be where you are. But you got to break the pattern. You got to break the pattern.
It's hard. Like they say that when no matter what your emotional state is, okay. And if anybody over in the Divine Essentials channel can't hear the conversation on the Bridget Rao channel, we're live over here with Colette, and I'm just doing this so to spread the word so that we can help her grow on her channel too, and help other people. It's like all about abundance and healing and love and all of that. But basically, like no matter where you are emotionally every day, your normal pattern, what you do from the morning to night is a pattern, and it's your habits, and it's where you are. But changing that is as hard as it is for an alcoholic to quit drinking. So you're going to be addicted to that, and it's hard to not go back to do that drink. It's hard to not feel that like that withdrawal. It's hard to not get caught up in the oh my god and the intoxication of it when it is there. But then you fucking crash and you go to jail, or you get like, the repercussion of all that shit show that happened, and then you repeat it. Maybe you have a little break and you have a little sober time from it, and you realize and you know better. You spend yourself time on yourself and thinking, oh God, that was stupid of me. Or maybe they get you mad enough that you can cut it off for a while, but then your soft little heart opens back the fuck up. And they know, like they always come around when they know that they're gonna be able to get them in. Or they test the waters. And it's a test to see, are you gonna fucking relapse or are you gonna stay sober? You got to look at it in that type of sense of like, I've got to change. So people who go to detox, right? They go to detox. The ones that go in for 7 days, they may do all right. The ones that go in for 30 days, they do even better. The ones that leave there, come out, delete all their contacts, change all their shit, get a new job, move to a new place, they do awesome to not relapse because they have to change everything. That's the trigger. So if you're watching fucking twin flame readings, they're popping up. That's an algorithm too. People like want to be like, oh, I found this message. Maybe there is messages there for you specifically. Maybe it is the truth that they miss you or they're thinking of you. They want to be with you. They're lusting for you or whatever the fuck it is. It doesn't fucking matter because they're not healthy for you and they're not getting you anywhere good. And you're wasting your life, and you're going to look back and you're going to be like, oh my fucking God, I spent 10 years with a narcissist, came out of there, and I just wasted another fucking 6 years of my life doing stupid shit that I shouldn't have done. But it was because I needed to. I had to go through that process. But I don't want to waste the rest of my life doing that. I'm 40. I'm like, what the fuck have I been doing? And in the total time that I've known that person has been over 20 fucking years. If we were gonna get it together, I think it would have happened by now.
He had his chance. Bye. So yeah, Cedar Stone said it's past life, and it's the back of the head chakra, like you said.
Oh yeah, cool. All right.
You were on point on
my brain worked. I go, yeah, Kajal chakra. And she just said, how can something so divine feel so, like, how could it be so toxic? It's a world of duality, man. It's a world of duality that, like the God, the heaven,
Mirror.
and the fucking devil, and the baba, right? Like when you look at the lovers, it's the same motherfuckers as on the devil card. The lovers and the devil are the same people, but it depends on how the people show up. If you're not coming together and you're doing the good things and doing the healings, because I know the women are trying a lot of times. And that's exactly what I feel like a lot of it was for the women who are out there that needed to heal, but we're never going to do it for them fucking selves. They needed someone to get them to that place of like, if I heal myself, I can have the love that I love with you. But then eventually I'm going to heal enough to know that your love isn't enough anymore. Your love is toxic. But that doesn't mean for everybody either that it can't ever be okay. I don't want
No.
to put that out there against everybody. That's not it
Yeah.
for everybody. A lot of people believe that a twin flame is whatever the fuck they believe it is, but that guess what? This is your world. You create it. Whatever you believe is what you believe. But you got to open yourself up to new perspectives. You've got to heal. You've got to grow. You've got to ascend. And if the people around you are not showing up and they're not meeting there with you, there's a reason, there's a disconnect that you're not on the same frequency. If he wants to rise up and meet you there later and prove himself, that's fine. But in the meantime, go live your fucking life. If you are waiting, you will wait for the rest of your life. That's what happens. Whatever you are doing, you will continue to do. Whatever you are thinking, speaking, feeling is what you will continue to do. So if I'm like, I'm waiting for him to come, I'm gonna wait for him to come for fucking ever because you can't shift that timeline to be like, here he is, all better, all amazing, because I'm just waiting for him to heal. So I'm always waiting for him to heal. I'm always gonna be in that timeline of waiting for him to heal. And I'm always going to be who I am in this moment that feels inadequate and feels bad and feels sad and feels all these fucking horrible ways. So instead, I'm going to cut that fucking cord and do all I can do to detox from that shit show. Because you know in your core, like, yeah, maybe it was passionate, maybe it was powerful. But if he really loved you in a divine way, he would not be married to someone else, cheating around over here. Like all of those little things that we dismiss we can't dismiss. His soul may be ultimately amazing and wonderful and high vibrational, but he's not owning that. He's not emanating that. And so you're reflecting that back by allowing him to even be present in your mind or your energy. Or like I watched the videos the other day from the fucking Munay Ki rights, and there was a vast difference in my energy field, who I like, how I was showing up. And I know it's a result of like slowly getting fucking dwindled down out of that like just feeling, you know, defeated and
Yeah.
sad. And it eats away at you. And it's like, oh my God, what is going on? How could they do that? How, like, because I could never do that. So if I could never do that, but they're doing that, then they're not fucking doing right. They're not in the mirror. Like,
Yeah. And a lot of times those people show up because they need to be your mirror. They need
yeah,
to show you what's inside of you that you need to bring out to deal with,
to
heal,
heal.
whatever. There's always a reason for those people coming into your life. And those are the hardest things to find is like, why is this person still here? What, like, did I not learn what I needed to learn? Is there something more I need to process? You know, there's always a reason for that person. And it's kind of what I was saying earlier, even the toughest relationships that you have, like, it's something to be grateful for because it creates an opportunity for you to find out what exactly it is that you want and what you deserve instead of just going, you know what, this feel like Bridget saying the passion, the like, no one is denying that you don't have a connection with that person. Like that's real. But the question you need to ask yourself is this connection healthy for my well-being? Does this feel good to me? And I can guarantee you, like, you wouldn't be asking these questions because you know it's not. It doesn't feel good. That's why
I
you're
know.
asking it.
And I've seen a lot of people that like I get mad, I get fired up, and I'm like, no, because I know what the person that they're dealing with is or what they're doing to them. And I
Yeah.
see how that person is, and I'm like, you deserve so much better. But until you believe that for yourself, you're not gonna like stand up for yourself. You're gonna still let that person come back and do the things that they do, or sit in your like they don't even have to come back to fuck your life up forever. Like the girl over here said, like I never even thought about that type of person. Like the guy that I connected with when I was a kid, right? Totally different person than even in the 20s. When we were in their 20s, totally different person than they became. I'm like, what happened? But the person that they were, right? I was always like not attracted to that type of person because I knew the way that they would be. Like I've never been about that shit like that they were about. So yeah, same thing. It's not like my normal pick. Usually it would like repel me, which most women don't get that repellent of. They're like, I was like, no, I know where that goes. because of my mom and shit being like, no, you don't want one of those motherfuckers. So I was like, okay, like, and that's how I would be. But then, like, I ended up with them, like, dealing with them and seeing things that they've done. Now, granted, they have changed a lot. They have evolved a lot. They have done work, but they've also been manipulative and like even in the spiritual aspects of things, like it was beyond obvious when they were trying to get me to see things that they were like, it didn't feel authentically of them. They were like forcing something out of a necessity, and then they proved that point to me when I got closer to them, because I even said it to people. I was like, I don't know, it feels weird. It's really fucking, why do that? Like several times. That's weird. Like, like, so you've got to watch out for that and trust your fucking gut. Like, you're gonna know, you're gonna get the signs. You're gonna have the little inkling of like, you know, this guy's fucking kind of an asshole. Like, and it's not, it's, and I don't, and I know, like, I'm not saying like it's all their fault, but like, because it's just as much our fault for dealing with those things. But when you get that like red flag and you ignore it and you push on because it's my twin flame, that's part of the problem with the twin flame fucking label. Is people think that way of like, oh, but he's my twin flame, so you know, whatever, it's divine. No, it's not. Divine is divine. Sacred is sacred. So what I was saying in the post the other day, people have tainted all of the sacred and divine. Oh, we're the chosen ones. You're fucking asshole if you say that.
Yeah.
Not a fucking, what is that? That's an ego. I'm a chosen one. I'm special.
No.
Nobody's that special. Nobody on the planet is that special. No special motherfucker out there is ever going to be like, we're humans here on this planet, okay? Our egos run our show for the most part. Our subconscious is fucked up from the world. We need to wake that up first and heal that stuff and realize we are worthy. We are good people. We deserve love. And if someone isn't treating us that way, we've got to work on ourselves so that that changes and the reflection around us changes with the people when we do that. You know, like, oh, I'm no longer going to put up with this person that I know is using me. I'm no longer going to put up. And like I said, things did improve over the time. I would put up a boundary, like no booty call, stop the booty call. No this, stop the this. I would mention something on like a reading, and the next time I would see that person, they were like, you know, following suit. So there was improvement, but that's what we need anyways. We don't want to look at this as an end all be all. We want to look at this as the improvement to where we need to be, to who we're going to be, to where we need to become. Mature adults will realize like, hey, this isn't working between us. Let's just do what we do where we need to be and open up to see what's out there for us. If this isn't where things are aligning for us right now, you know what I mean? Like, just accept it. Just accept what is, that it's not working right now, and let's see what we can do in the meantime to work on ourselves so that the reflection about the people and the reflection that we are manifesting can be the 10 of cups instead of the fucking tower over and over, because you know where it goes.
I
When you
was I was gonna say, like, if you are ignoring the signs, the red flags, all of that, spirit is gonna come in and bring the tower and knock everything over, and it's gonna feel 10 times worse than whatever you're feeling right now. Trust me, I know from experience, and I know Bridget does too. It is not pretty. Like, if you're not listening, spirit's like, okay, well, guess what? Here we
all
go.
this
It's
amazing
about to get fun.
stuff. Like, oh no. Because you're not treating, you can't have a 10 of pentacles when you don't fucking feel valuable. You can't have a good start and have a healthy mind when you feel in a broken heart. You can't
Yeah.
get to be the queen of pentacles who's grounded and stable and a loving, nurturing, who's going to evolve to an empress when you're dealing with people who keep killing you and there's no divine justice involved, but you're like, but maybe, possibly, let me ignore all the signs inside of me. Like, oh, let me listen to this reading that sounds wonderful. And that's why I cut readings off so fucking long ago. And it's shadow work, it's hard work, it's reflection. Nobody wants to be like, hey, I was wrong. I was wrong. So that's part of it too. Our egos being like, I believe that he's my person. And because of that, I'm gonna have that. No, but it's not happening, right? So maybe we need to find something to make us happy. Because when you're happy, that's when more things will come to be happy. But if you're not happy right now, you're not gonna like you gotta change that. Because if you're not happy right now, they're not going to make you happy, maybe for a short term, but eventually it's going to go bad because there's still something in the core of you that needs to heal or be happy or fixed. And if that's, you're good, you're happy, you're like stable and all good, and I've been working on myself and blah blah blah, and they can't do that themselves, you can't be with them because there's going to be too many shadows and darkness. They're just going to bring you down to their place. So you got to like get away and let them either rise up to meet you there or find somebody else to spend your time with or just be alone. The world has made everybody think that they need somebody. They don't. You don't need to end life with a partner. You don't need to have a person. If you know, like people always make me feel guilty for the way that I am about stuff, but I'm comfortable and safe in my own environment. Like I know some of that is trauma responses, but it's also like it's not up to anybody else to decide where I go, who I spend my time with, or how I spend my days. You know, like so we're always feeling guilty about who we are just in ourselves and what we do or what we like or what we don't like. I was thinking about it last night, and I'm like, I like just going to clubs, right? Like nightclubs. I fucking hated it. I never liked it, and I'm like, I've never genuinely had a good time there. So why do I go there? Like, are you genuinely having a good time right now in your life dealing with this shit? No. And you know it. So you've got to change it to have that. That's why I've noticed a pattern between the women. I don't have any money. I can't find any work. I don't have any people around me to support me. I don't have anything healthy. Bad, 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 bad. But then when they start working on themselves, it's good, 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 good. They get away from that shit. Good, 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 good. And then they get a test and they go down back to where they were because they want that. We all want that. We all want love. But if that person isn't giving us this and we're the only one holding on to this, that's like we got to find it somewhere else or we got to find it within ourselves. Allow it to be just you for now. Love yourself unconditionally because nobody really truly is, I don't believe, doing that right now. So all the karma is showing up because that's the wheel of destiny. You've got to clear that shit up and find this. If this is not what you are living today, right? This is what you fucking want. But if they keep coming back because you're holding on to the nostalgia of what was back then or whatever, or what might possibly could be, you're never going to get this waiting on that. And you're never going to get this hoping for this from someone who hasn't given it to you. You've got to change it and end that cycle. This is the world card. Close the cat, close down that thing, get rid of this shit because that's not conducive to anything good. This just causes bad shit. Like me worrying about my fucking videos. Of course, the next week there was a problem because I worried, anxiety. But that comes out of, that shit that we can do in our own lives to very various degrees. But we are the master of our mind and our thoughts and our feelings and our emotions. So we got to be the magician if we want to celebrate.
Yes. Can I add to that, Bridget? I pulled some cards myself.
Yep.
Okay, so we've got a lot of Gemini Virgo energy coming through. This is kind of like a little bit of collective reading, I guess, is what I call it. And Spirit is really asking everybody to, like, we've been in this kind of hermit mode of like solitude, like Bridget's talking, like we're reflecting, we're trying to figure out what our next move is, right? And what Spirit is highlighting, they're saying like your magician energy, you've got the tools in your belt, you can create literally whatever you want. See,
You're
like,
powerful.
look at, she's got that, I've got the alchemist. I mean, but what Spirit wants you to recognize, like, not only the tools that you have, like the stories you're telling, that you want to create. And maybe some of you are singing a song, maybe some of you are writing stuff down, like Bridget and I are automatic writers. Like maybe you've got some of that in there. Like you need to start writing down the things you're trying to create. But there's a lot of creative energy coming through. Like we need to start creating the things that we want. Dark hair is being highlighted too. There's a lot of dark hair in these cards. But look at the Lover showed up reversed. Spirit's like, no. And I literally want to throw this card. No, this doesn't matter. This doesn't matter.
Like, hit you in the forehead with it. It's like my mom.
Seriously, like this is you're the warrior because of what you've been through, and you're this too, you're the femme fatale. Like you can have anybody you fucking want. Like why are you so focused on this person over here that like isn't it? But I have some forgiveness cards. Okay, I want to read these to you.
Okay.
I forgive myself for feeling as though I should not have experiences that only I seem to benefit from. I'm not looking at Bridget. I choose to believe that when I give myself permission to independently explore my desires, I am able to return to my loved ones with renewed passion. I love that. That's for everybody, but I feel like Bridget needed to hear that. I forgive myself for mistaking achievement for a measurement of my worth.
Oh
I
my God.
Same. I choose to believe, I choose to believe that although I may find myself drawn towards achievement, my worth is not in any way defined by the extent to which I am capable of attaining my goals. Absolutely. So it's like there's balance. Balance came out the first thing, reverse, right? It was about like your person or whatever. But I feel like spirit is highlighting balance, and they're trying to say like, okay, what lights you up? What do you love doing? Like, how can you get creative with your time, your passions, your hobbies, all of that, right? I mean, because we're focusing on one thing. And why are we focusing on one thing when we've got all these beautiful things around us that we could be enjoying? And like being being the magician. I mean, like who doesn't want to be the magician? You get to create whatever you want. You get to tell that story that you love. You get to paint. Like I painting is really being highlighted. Bridget, you paint?
I do. I do,
Okay.
but when I'm sad, I don't do my poetry. I don't do my drawings. I don't do my stuff. Like there's a clear, like I can see. I'm like, go to all the stuff I was creating, not creating, no, creating, not creating. I know I'm fucked. My feet, just
Yeah.
from speaking my truth recently, finally have healed so fast compared to what was going on this last week. Like I saw them last night. I was like, oh my God, because like I finally let other people know that I'm like hurting and stuff. And like then I got confirmation from somebody that was like, I was like crying when I saw what you wrote about what you experienced. And I was like praying for you to heal. And in that moment, I was writing to her somewhere. She got the notification. So she was like connecting to me. I was connecting to her in that moment. But I had the thought the next night when I saw my feet, not yesterday, that people's prayers or people's energies towards it was helping it. And she was like, when I talked to her again, she was like, I felt like that was confirmation that you were going to get that those prayers. And I'm like, oh yeah, I definitely did. Um, but like it impacts us everywhere. My feet are my feet. Like I can't move forward without my fucking feet. I can't walk anywhere. I can't go anywhere. I knew what it was. I know, I've known, but I ignore my own knowing because I'm stupid. I don't want to know.
No. No, you're
No,
not. You're
I
not
but I
stupid.
do to a default with like, oh, you clearly know, but you're going to ignore it and let my feet fall off
Yes.
my body. Like, I'm
I'm
like, oh
happy
my
about it
God.
too. Yes,
And super
Bridget.
silently, because oh my God.
You deserve help. You deserve the beautiful community that you've built, and people send love to you because you're amazing. So there's that.
My silence was directly connected to them too with something because of one thing they said to me. And I was like, oh, and I didn't even realize it. But for fucking 3 months, I was silent. I stopped doing what I was doing. And then since I've realized and finally broke out of that, it's like, boom, 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 here they come. But if I don't stay aware of that, or if I, decide to be like, oh, never mind, and let that drop, or fucking get that dagger in again, it's gonna have the same results that it's had before. I've learned, and I'm now at a point where it's like I can't afford that. I literally cannot afford that. I'm back to where I started. Like I shouldn't be in this position for no fucking reason at all. So the fact that I am is like, oh, it's pretty clear that there's a problem that I need to heal. I need to put this away. And that's why I've wanted to just delete the Brown channel, because I'm like, I gotta cut that off. I don't want that anymore. I don't want the energy of it, because it's never gonna stop being there. But I also don't want to cut the 40,000 people off there that are suffering or struggling or stuck there. And I want to help them, but they may not want that help, or they may not be ready for that. And it's also like, what's best for me? Because what's
Yes.
best for me may be like, oh, in a marketing sense, or in money sense, or people sense, or digital, whatever the motherfucker, it doesn't even matter. Soul is more important. The spiritual path is going to test you, and a thing like deleting a channel of 40,000 people is a big motherfucking test that I've been like, but every time I do what I'm fucking guided to do, I'm blessed beyond measure. So it's like,
Hmm.
it's hard though, because it's like I don't want to cut off. So if I go away, no, there's another channel if you want to heal, but I'm trying to get away from it because I know it's toxic, it's not good, it's not healthy, and it's never going to be in the ways that it's been. So That's where I've been, and literally almost like my sister was like, they're gonna amputate your feet. That's how bad they looked for a
Yeah.
while. So, and that's like never walk again. Let this take my feet. Let this take my power to walk away from the person and to my power, to my strength. Like, and it sucks because I'm here in front of a lot of people. I don't want to be. I don't want to tell you guys. I don't want to be like, oh, hey, guess what? We were wrong, like, or whatever. It's hard, but you do the role as a healer. You heal the
Yes.
shit to help others heal the shit.
Yes.
Sometimes they want to help, sometimes they don't. Sometimes they're going to understand, sometimes they won't. Sometimes people will look at you and like unsubscribe because they just think you're beneath them now. And that's hard in this community to be a healer who needs healing. Like, so,
Yeah.
but truth, honesty, and like living the fucking path in as authentically as you can and following your fucking heart is always like, listen to your soul, listen to your gut. It's going to lead you to better places. Yeah, 40,000 people on, oh wow, it's nothing. It's really fucking nothing. Once you've had it and you see what results of it, it's nothing. Because if people don't actually value what you're doing or saying or what is there, then it doesn't amount to anything except for a drain on your energy and your time. So go into it knowing that and realizing like the Divine Essentials channel, the Bridget Rao channel, vastly different because of the energies and the content and the people's focuses.
Yeah.
I've felt it because I feel things intensely when I go live over here, go live over here. There's genuine like, but then over here there's like like because of the desperation that the people have, because of the anxiety that the people have, because of the obsession that the people have, and it's like pulling me into two fucking worlds between myself, and I want to embrace over here and I don't want to leave anyone behind, but it's like I've got to let
Oh
that
yeah.
go. You know what I mean? And it's not a thing at anybody specific, it's just what it is. And I think anybody who can be honest with themselves could say that, yeah, that I can see how that is. Like I've been more consumed about him and what he's thinking, what he's feeling, and what is he doing, where is he, blah, blah, blah. And a couple of years ago, I was a fucking like maniac about all of that shit all day, 24/7. Like my day was impacted by Snapchat, how it was going to be. Did he look at my story? Oh my God. Like, who gives a shit? I got rid of that app because it was ruling my life. But if you're in that energy, living that way, you've got to cut it off and you will eventually get better. But it takes time and a dedicated effort and to not keep hitting that shit on your feed because the algorithm will keep giving you more to feed your thing, your focus. It's the power of attraction is manifested into our reality through algorithms too. So don't feed that wheel of shit in your life if you don't want that shit in your life. Listen to your internal guidance. Like I love that person. I still love that person. I wouldn't like hurt them on purpose, but that's not what they
Oh,
do in return. So, huh?
there's somebody in the comments saying they think they're getting a psychic attack. Throw
Who?
throw up. Go get sick right now if
Who
that's what
is
you
it?
think. Manifest something.
Oh, Manifest. I feel like I'm having psychic attack right now. Can you give any advice? I have Manifest is one of my regular guys. Um,
Get sick if that's what you think. Like I had a reader that was on YouTube and she was doing her videos, and then she stopped her video all of a sudden. And she's like, she came back like a day later. She's like, I was just getting a psychic attack and I like felt sick to my stomach and I didn't say anything and I went and got sick. So I'm recommending that right now. Maybe Bridget's got better advice, but I felt like in my stomach, like my gut, I felt sick. I feel like you need to go try to get sick.
Try to purge it out right now too. Like you
Yeah.
gotta like get some people everywhere. I don't care who you are. If you've ever eaten meat, if you've ever eaten anything on this planet, you probably have some shit inside of you need to get rid of.
Right.
There's
Yeah, throw up.
parasites.
Serious. I'm not kidding. Go do it. Like
This
I
is
felt it in my gut. Go.
this black walnut leaf, wormwood, and cloves are the three things that people mix together. There's people out there, like I saw it in comments. I didn't seek it out. I saw it. And there was like all these people, oh yeah, I cured my Lyme. I got rid of my Lyme. Me too. Yeah, that helped my Lyme. And it was this, these three ingredients, because And then I saw like the things that the people shared from what they did. They didn't have Lyme or whatever, just normal everyday people that felt a little off. People are full of fucking parasites too. So that's gonna not like, and that will fill you up with a psychic attack. If people are attacking, I felt it. I know that's also part of the reason of like being online sucks, because there's people out there who will hate you for healing. There's people out there who will hate you for doing good, for not doing good. There's people, no matter what, there's gonna be people out there having these shit shows that they don't like about you, but whatever. We can let them have that, or we can take our power back. So
Power back. That's right.
sometimes it's sad. Sometimes it's hard to admit these things to ourselves, but if you don't feel good, or if you feel that way, try to remember that the only way that anybody can do those things to you is if you let them, and you let them in, and you
That's
keep letting
right.
them in, and you keep doing that. So you got to clear, you got to cleanse, you got to protect, you got to trust, call in spirit, ground yourself. Like
Yep.
I'm the worst about it with my, because I'm so trusting, but I'm also that way because I know I'm fucking protected. Like the
Yes.
amount of things that I've seen that I'm like, there's no way. Like, go ahead, try it. Like,
And
see what
and
happens.
Bridget, like I know before I came on here, and I know you before you came on here, I always ask for protection of whoever joins the live. So you're protected, you're watched over, your guides, our guides, you're gonna be okay. Don't freak out. That's like a big thing. I feel like I need to say you're gonna be all right.
I always feel things too. Like I've had little trolls come into my stuff, but I always feel like I know that what they're doing, and I will remove them when it gets to that point, but a lot of times I don't need to, because it's like they don't get to that point. It's almost like
Mhm.
it's just like if I fed that energy when they came in of like, oh, and I get defensive and feed back to them what they're trying to do to me, then it gets worse. So know that is the same concept. Like if I start feeling like I'm being psychically attacked, I've done it to myself. I've gotten into the spiral. I've gone down to I'm hexed, I'm cursed, I'm bad. Oh my God. But then I think rationally, and I'm like, no, like
No.
this started when I was 5 years old. Nobody even knew me to fucking hex me. Like, you
Yeah,
know,
right. Right.
like it's just, it's us. Everything is us.
Yep.
It's our thoughts. It's our
Watch
whatever we're
your
thinking.
mind. Exactly. Watch your mind.
Represent a perfect balance of heaven and earth. Stay balanced, ground your vision, manifest your hopes and dreams. So if you don't feel good, like imagine a root coming down from your body, like from your root chakra, which is in like your bum area, and just push it down into the heart of Mother Earth. Listen to the meditations that are out there, or like the high vibrational music. There's people with like 528 hertz. There's one guy I know for sure. I just trust him. Like I know he's so much into music that he wouldn't create something that isn't. But you can read it in the comments of those things, the binaural beats or the
There's people who do affirmations too on YouTube, like videos, long ones. Those are good ones too.
what is
I can't
the,
remember her name.
there's binaural beats, but there's another name of something too that does some like that does that thing of healing. And they have different hertz for it, and like there's 369 or 888 or whatever,
Yeah,
528. Try to listen to, but you'll see specifically in the comments when it's one that works. Like someone's like, I started listening to this like last week and my whole life is better. Like
yep. I'm telling you what, when I get up in my head, like I'm right on the cusp, I'm a Leo, but Virgo, total Virgo, I get up in my head, I gotta listen to affirmations at night because I just will sit there and go and go. It's like on repeat. So yes, she's right.
and thank you, Jenny. She said solfeggio tones. That's my Jenny. Um, is this a collective read? It kind of became that. It was, we were going live to help out Colette reads tarot here. She's new on YouTube. She got a reading from me. I put out 5 readings on Etsy, and all the people that came had like a weird thing like connected to it. One person was like, "Hey, I'm leaving," and I thought she came to me because she knew that was that my exact experience. It wasn't why she came, but it was like, whoa. Like she's the dogs, the 10-year ending a 10-year relationship, leaving with her dogs, a month to go. She doesn't know what she's gonna do with her money. Like everything I left my house with was what she was experiencing. And I'm like, I don't know if you know this, but that's exactly what I had going on. This is what you need to do. And then she had came and was like, asked about improving her business. And I'm like, try to collab. Nobody ever fucking wants to, like, everybody's afraid of each other. Everybody's like, oh no. Like, And so then we're afraid to even ask other people. We're afraid to take that help. We're afraid to like, who do I ask for help? So I was like, yeah, I'll collab with you. Um, so that's basically what we're doing, is collabing. So, and offering, readings to people, but it kind of just got into that, which whatever happens where I go is what's supposed to happen. That's what
That's
it is.
right. That's right. We'd love to do a super chat reading. That's why we're here.
Yeah.
If anybody wants to do a super chat. But manifester, maybe you need to go lay down and relax. Like maybe like being on here with us, like maybe that's a lot for you. Like I'm just putting that out there. You don't have to leave, but it sounds like you're going through a little something, and maybe other energies being around you right now isn't helping you.
I know that, like, manifested the other night, you came into a live that something was going on in, and then other people even picked up on and asked me about specifically, and you protected me. So just know that you are good. You aren't,
Yes.
like, your higher vibe. Like, what you did was so fucking amazing and awesome, and you don't even know what you did. And I didn't get a chance to talk to you about it, but like, just know that you are divinely protected, you're divinely guided, you are moving in alignment, but you also are very easily influenced by the energies of things around us, because you're sensitive. But the motivations and the things that you do and say, like, you don't think a lot like other people do, in the way of like, I've got to do this, I've got to do that. Like, you let your authentic self be. And when you do that and you don't worry and you don't get up in your head, all of the things you do are fine and good and will keep moving you, and you know will keep being fine. But if you look, reflection, whatever you're thinking and how you're feeling, if you're trusting and you're okay with it, what's going on, you'll be okay. So just focus on the love, focus on the peace. Know that whatever you've done, wherever you're going, whoever's going to be around you is for your highest and best. Ultimately, even if it sucks at the time, you get to determine how long that's going to suck for, but you'll be fine. You have everything you need inside of you, you've always had. You could suffer and struggle, or you could be like, oh, but you'll be all right. I wanted to let you know that, because I didn't get a chance to tell you that the other night, but it was like, oh my God, that's amazing. So
Yeah.
I will send you a private message to let you know what you did.
Yeah, you're all right, buddy. It's gonna be okay. Um, you know, those people, if someone is doing that to you, that's on them. It's not on you, and you're not. It's not for you. Return to sender.
You know what though? A lot of times we feel that way. We feel attacked by people, and it's us thinking that fuels that gives them the power to even be able to get in to do it. Because if
Yes,
we were like, you don't have that ability, then they wouldn't. It's whatever, you know what I mean? Like, they can dagger us, they can try, but if we're like, oh my God, I boo, then they're gonna have the power to continue to drain. But if we're
drain.
like,
Yeah,
I protect it, put the vortex up, open the
yes.
vortex.
Go
Like,
outside, step on the ground, take your shoes off. I'm safe. I'm secure. I'm grounded. You're safe. Like you're
I'm
okay.
like, just go out. I say that all the time. Like, just go outside, guys. Just go out there for like 2 minutes. Like,
They get
just like,
tired of hearing me say it
oh
too,
my
Bridget.
God. It
Yeah,
helps
is
you
it
tune into
outside?
the secrets of nature. Receive answers from the guidance of nature. Align with your divine essence. Go outside, because in
There you
here we
go.
are under the bombardment of a lot of stuff anyways, and now they're putting even more stuff up there. We're magnetically like creating our reality all the time. How you feel, if you're like, oh, happy coincidence, like fourth of happy go lucky, like 4-leaf clovers and boop 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 boop, that's where we'll be. And we feel more of that comes to us, but then
Yeah.
and it stays that way until we're like, no, I'm not doing it.
Focusing on the good stuff. It's hard. It's really hard sometimes.
Yeah. Take a
What?
shot,
Yeah,
yes.
shower. Yep.
I'm like, yes. That's why I was so
Um,
upset with the feet, because I couldn't just like get in the shower. I got to get in the shower with
yeah.
socks on, peel them off slowly, like. And so then you like, fuck it, I'm gonna skip the shower like today, and then that keeps you lower and lower and lower. You can't even get the shit off you that's on you from the day that you're miserable in, and it's just a fucking spiral down into nowhere.
Ugh, that's so icky. Um, oh, Abby, you're okay. Abby, I love your energy, by the way. I've been wanting to say that. But you
Abby's the
you
one
do
that
the
called me before about the
yeah,
dog.
I just saw her comment about the hypnosis. And Melissa, listen, you are not alone with the energy stuff right now. We're all kind of going through it. I was talking to Bridget. I haven't had energy for like 2 weeks. Today is the first day in like 2 weeks that I've had any kind of energy to do anything. A lot of it is, I feel like, the collective energy, but I think ascension for sure for a lot of us is happening, and we just gotta rest if we need to rest and take care of ourselves right now. It's really important.
It
If
is.
it feels too intense, like that's what I think we're saying, like you need to rest maybe. Like don't make it worse for yourself by being here if like everybody's energy is making you feel like heavy too, you know?
4 cups. It's sometimes I think a lot like look, let yourself receive. I know with a lot of people right now want to do self-employment. You want to, like, you've got big dreams, but you've got to let yourself receive. And when people are trying to offer help, you've got to say yes. And you've got to also look, music for manifesting. You like be mindful of what's going on around you. Play some high vibrational music. Don't be putting on some sad shit. Like empower yourself. Like dun, 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 get yourself going however you need to do it because you can create so much so quickly. And all of the right people, look, like Colette was like, the people will fall into your lap when you need them to show up. Like the things that we've talked about, I know the answers that she needs for some things. I know I do because this is what happens. Spirit brings me people that I can help with different things at different times, and I usually do to the best of my ability. But you will be brought to that too, and you can create that in your life because you're already in a position to help people. Everybody is, but they don't believe that about themselves. And until you see yourself in that position of like, I got through this and I got through that and I know how to do this and I'm good at that, and you power yourself in that place, the right people will come into your world to receive from you. And then you let yourself receive by that give and take. And then you also need to like I gotta keep finding more mentors for me. I gotta keep finding more people to help me. I gotta let myself receive and balance with these people that show up to me because if I just give endlessly, then I will kill myself. But like it's a balancing act. It's great, and that's you. The card started off here. It was like balance. We know also the subconscious is a motherfucker. Will destroy your life. You've been asking me once the same questions, and then I was like, hey, wait, what? Why are you doing that? Like, you what like even if you don't know, go back and listen to all the readings that I've already told you. Like I said that to someone the other day. She came, she's like, you're right. I got fired. I've been telling the girl what to do. I sent her a video of like 3 hour long lengths of like do this, do that, all the stuff. She didn't do it. And I'm like, you're gonna end up getting fired, and then you're gonna have to do it. And she got fired, and now she has to do it. She's like, ah! I'm like, you already have all the answers. I've sent you hours long of content and info and direction and pictures and this and that. But she's scared. Some people are scared. And if you don't have the
Yeah.
thing up here, you've got to find what is it and then reprogram it and keep reprogramming it and keep reminding yourself every day because you fall real quick. But you are also being helped. No matter where you are, even if it's bad, there's a reason. But you can stay there or you can rise out of there.
Yeah, look at this, Bridget. Affirmations. I am bigger than my fears, more than my reactions, and greater than my judgments. I am claiming my power and becoming a positive force of goodness in the world. You're already a positive force. So you just got to realize that's what you are, right? I'm expanding into my highest potential and becoming all I am destined to be. Yes. Look at that. That's all good energy.
Watch your thoughts. You got to watch them.
Yes.
Even if you're not aware, like, because the subconscious is like, I never realized, like we are being helped. We are divine souls. We have that divine alignment. We have an I am presence. We have guides. We have masters. If you're a starseed, you've probably become to that place for a reason. There's helpful people. Not everybody out here wants to hurt you. But the
No.
ones that did hurt us make us, more like susceptible to get back into that place because that's a familiar place. They say it's like people who came out of chaos are like, oh, we'll get more chaos. People who
Yeah.
didn't come out of that see that and go the other way. You've got to reprogram so that you don't do that. Get that aha. I'm not going to keep doing that because look, unconscious fucking
Yeah.
moon. It's like literally unconscious, subconscious, psyche. this is what's affecting so many people so deeply, because it's a storm brewing under the surface that you can't see. These are hidden secrets inside of yourself, and the enlightenment comes when you do those work. So the work comes from digging and asking. You can do it through journaling, you can do it through like just being open, you can reprogram through the affirmations, you can, hypnosis. Some of the most like best people out there are just doing like basic things, like basic shit that anybody can learn at any time, but everybody's like, distracted by, oh, I want union. Well, you're not going to get there unless you have the light bulbs of what's blocking it and not working at this time. You can't have a good start from where you're at if those things aren't aligned in the mind with the moon, the subconscious. It's going to keep being like to you, because no matter how bad you want it, you'll either break your own leg in spite of what it is. If you just don't feel like I'm good enough, you will show yourself and prove yourself that. So wherever that came from, which is usually in the first 10 years of our life, you've got to get rid of it so you become single, independent. Like, oh my God, I'm fucking awesome. I am worthy. I am awesome sauce. I do deserve unconditional love. I do deserve to be chosen. I do deserve to feel alive and good. I don't want to be stuck anywhere sad and blah, blah, blah. I want to be the empress. And I can't be there feeling like that. So if that's a problem and I want that, I got to look under the surface so these things stop happening and I stop repeating shit that always goes bad. Because it's like, what the fuck am I doing this for? Like, and again, let yourself receive the blessings and the changings from the treasure chest, but it starts with you and your mind, and you got to move on from the things. Forgive yourself for what's already happened. Soulmates will come and go. People, like, you may end up where, like, you may think right now, oh my God, I don't because of whatever. Like, you wanted it to be them. Okay, well, guess what? Let's just let it go for now, because that's sometimes the biggest thing that's needed. If you're waiting, you will constantly wait forever. Like, there's probably a reason it's not working. Like, look at it. I was looking at like things as like, oh, rejection, 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 when it was fucking protection, protection, protection. Like, we can see it both ways. If things don't work, let them go. But don't put your life on hold, because that's where you'll stay. You'll always be there. Nothing will change. They may come back to repeat the same thing to see if you're still silly enough to let it happen. But until you let that really ultimately shift and you let it really ultimately go, it's the same thing with manifesting. Like, if I'm like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, I don't get any results. But if I'm like, oh, I start seeing the results, and it's fast. And even just the focus. I wasn't paying attention to my Etsy shop. No sales. I put the sound on my phone. I started putting like effort in. Cha-ching, 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 cha-ching. It's your energy goes where you're fucking thinking. So if you're thinking of them and they're thinking of you, that's getting bigger and bigger and bigger. It's like, no, you gotta cut it off. Whatever it is that's causing the pain. It doesn't have to be a twin flame. It doesn't have to be a person. It could be whatever mom did, whatever dad did, whatever someone did, whatever that friend did, whatever that person did. Maybe you were raped, maybe you were broke, maybe you were whatever. We've got to sometimes get an expert help, but we also got to let it go so that we can shift out of there and not expect the same out of everybody. Yeah, synchronicity will guide us too. You can have friends that are not going to do what other people did. And I know from example, it's hard to walk away from stuff and open up again to trust. I said it today to Abby because she was like, oh, I checked out that girl. I like her vibe. I was like, oh, that's good. I haven't really had time to look too much into it, but I was like, I felt guided to do it. So I trusted that I could let the things that I've already been through impact me in a way of like, no, I'm never going to fucking collaborate with anybody ever again. And blah, 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 blah. Or I can just trust and hope for friendships that are not going to end badly.
No, I'm so grateful you gave me an opportunity, Bridget, because I've been following you a long time. And I was laughing just now while you're talking because I was thinking about all of your decks that I own, because you're like, oh, my Etsy, blah, blah, blah. And I have the tarot one coming for me. And I've wanted that one for a while. And I was like, oh, it's on sale. I think I should just get it. And so I'm super excited about that.
Thank
Um,
you.
but I use your decks, a lot of your decks. When I especially like I have the ones for love readings. It's funny because kind of what we've been talking about with like the twin flame stuff. And when I first started my journey, I was really focused on the love readings, and I thought that was like my niche or whatever. And then it was just weird. I just started kind of going in another direction, like you're saying, and I started doing more, like I'm a medium. So I was getting more medium readings. And then I did a pet reading, like a couple pet mediumship readings, and I love that. And then
That's
I
why
just
you and
like,
Abby like each other.
what's that?
That's you and Abby, like the animal peoples.
Oh, I love it. Well, I just started pulling for my animal deck while we're talking. But I started realizing like I'm giving the collective what they need and not what they want. And that's exactly the kind of message that you're saying. And there's so many people, like I've noticed on Instagram, not just you, that have started saying, like this woman came out, like that I follow that I don't really see a lot, like, cause she posts stuff that I don't like, that I'm not looking for, right? It's the twin flame stuff. And she's like, I hate to say this, but I need to, I gotta stop like spirits asking me to do different content. And I was like, yes. And a lot of people are being pulled away from that because we as healers and spiritual leaders, like we are here to help. And that kind of content is not helping anybody anymore.
No.
So, if you're called to do a twin flame reading, like you say, there are connections that are healthy, then that's what you're going to do and you're going
And
to do
there's
it.
ways
But
to deliver those messages without it being unhealthy, but the problem, it's also us being tested, like the ego being tested. Oh, do you want 10,000 likes? Do you want 10? Who gives a shit how
yeah,
many people like
nope,
it? Because that's just that's the problem with this world. Quality over quantity is like, hey, no, no, no. Like, I
that's
would
bad.
rather the people be like, but it's hard. Like, to do what I was doing every day for fucking 2 years to then be like, sorry guys, everybody's like, we want pick a card, we want pick a card, we want pick a card, and I was like, ah,
The
I
yes, no on
can't.
TikTok it's bad. It's yep.
But your instinct to heal is there. But then the ego, it's like you got the devil in the thing. Like, oh, do you want to do that thing that you know is going to get all those great results and all that fucking extra stuff, or do you want to do that thing that you know is the right thing to do? And it's either.
Know your worth, okay? Some spirit. I'm saying exactly right. Ugh, girl. And yeah, it's like the thing you're saying about the likes and the follows. And I, for a while when I was going live, nobody was showing up, and I'm like, all right, spirit, what am I supposed to do? I surrender to you. What kind of content do you want me to create? Like, I don't want to be in a box. I don't want to be just here. Let's get in other places or whatever. But the problem I was having, and I kind of told you this with my reading, was that people were coming to me and they get the same reading. I'd get the same messages. And I'm like, spirit, I don't want to do this. I want to actually help people. Like, I want that person to find the reader that's going to give them the message that they hear, or a therapist, or whoever they need to find. Like, I'm here to actually help you. So if what I'm saying isn't getting through to you, then we need to like part ways, because this is not benefiting me. This is making me feel like shit. So I've been trying to ask for the right people, that the community that need to find me, that need my messages. And I feel like you're saying the exact kind of same thing that I'm saying.
And it's hard to put yourself out there regardless of what message you choose to deliver. No, like there's times that I say stuff and I'm like, oh God, like my podcast episodes, I've been really extra vulnerable about like weird shit that's happened and do you know how hard it is to hit publish sometimes? Like you think like I want to edit that out or I want to cut that thing I said, but that's not me. That's not my authentic truth. And when I do the authentic truth, I'm always met better than I whenever it's like one of those things that I'm like, oh, I don't know if I want to post this one. Those are the ones that get the best results in the terms of like, I really needed to hear that, or thank you very much. But it's hard. It's never easy to be like, yes, let me just jump on in and say what everybody's been thinking.
That's right. You got to be vulnerable. That's the toughest piece, but we do that. So listen, dolphins coming up. We're playful, but the dolphin says this and that are true. Okay. So the perspectives, like Bridget was talking about earlier, we got to have two perspectives. We got to see it from a higher perspective, or like if you're having a disagreement with somebody, you like try to see it from their perspective as well. Brown bear spirit, take a time out. Okay, a little rest, self-care. Yes, that's what we're talking about. Oh my God, birds. Okay, we're talking about birds. Dove spirit, be peaceful energy. Yes. Horse spirit, reversed. Freedom is yours. Yeah. Okay. So that's a good time to reflect and say, where
Freedom.
am I, what's that?
I just wrote freedom.
Yeah, you did, didn't you? That's like, where are we holding ourselves back and not being free? Okay. And know your worth. So it's probably tied to something like that. And look at, there's a lot of flowers and there's feathers. Like, I feel like spirits coming through, like synchronicities. We've got two twos,
I just had that
two
thing though,
threes.
like you can put as much fucking perfume on something that stinks that you want, but it's still gonna stink underneath
It's,
it. Like
it's still gonna
that's
stink.
gonna waft away. You're gonna be like, oh, like, you're gonna know.
Yes. One, two, three, four, five. I just realized. Oh my gosh. Yeah. I love this.
It's so
It's gonna
funny.
still stink. You're right. It's still gonna be poo.
Still gonna be poop. What is that? What's that song? Roses, I know you like to take your shit
Shit
down.
don't stink, but yes. Oh my god.
But that's what people do. We all do it. It's not, I'm not saying anybody is stink, whatever. It's like we all do it to ourselves. We
Yes.
know that it's not right. We know that it's not good or healthy. What we're doing here is not a good thing to do. But we keep doing it. We keep putting the spray on it and like, oh, we put makeup on it, make it look pretty. Like when the fucking ETs come in that want to fuck with me, right? Like that are like, oh, I'm not a bad one. But like I'm like, yeah, you are. You just got a wig on. Like take the wig off, take the makeup off, take the fucking perfume off, and you'll realize that you've been dressing things up that aren't what they are. That you've been putting, you're the one that decided that this is the person that's that thing, and that doing that thing is detrimental in a lot of times, no matter if they are or aren't, because you're putting them up here where they will always be out of reach. You're never going to reach somebody that you have up there, no matter what. You've got to be like, no, that, and not put them down below you either, because then you don't treat them right. You've got to see everybody, no matter what they have, or who they are, or where they are. It should be equal. And that's one of the major fucking problems on this planet across the board. No matter where we are, it doesn't matter. We're all here. We're all humans. We're all animals. We're all from the same place. We are here to be nice to each other, care about each other, like keep the earth moving. But everybody's all worried about like having more money, more people, and I know it's so cool. I gotta put my fake stuff on. I gotta be the best. And it's like, no, just be real and authentic and cool, calm. Like there's so much stress to keep up with it all. And then
Yes.
you just let it go. You're cool.
And look at, you're talking about that, and Melissa's talking about putting out the perfect content. No,
I know.
Melissa. No. Listen, you're gonna get that message out whenever that message needs to go out. And someone's gonna see it and they're gonna connect with it, and you're gonna change their day, their life, whatever, and it's gonna be great. Don't put that kind of pressure on yourself. I used to do that. And listen, as spiritual people, if she's a reader too, Bridget, I don't, is she a reader? Okay.
She does, like she does automatic writing, and she wants to, she got a lyre. Okay. A lyre is like a small one of those harp.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. Oh, beautiful. I love that.
She's been
Okay.
asking for
Listen.
fucking months. And then she's like, oh, I gotta do the course to learn that thing. And then the next time I talk to her, oh, I gotta get it tuned. I'm like, stop making it. I'm like, just an 8-second rail performs the best. If you can't make 8 seconds to sound good, like, just, I'm sure there's somewhere in there that sounds nice. That's 8 seconds long. That's all you need. Just do
Melissa.
something. You've got to take messy action and keep taking messy action. You cannot improve until you do something to improve.
Absolutely. You got to do it. Stop paralyzing yourself. And listen, what I was going to say, Bridget, I don't know if like, well, I feel like you'll resonate with this. So I used to work a 9 to 5. I quit back in November, and I was doing this on top of that. And I was like, I'm not a freaking production person. Like, we are production people. We're here to give our message whenever it is supposed to get out there. So don't put pressure on yourself. And Bridget, when
Yes.
I need to go do this, I'm supposed to do this. No, like, you'll do it when you'll do it, when it's right for you. Don't put that pressure on yourself. It's not fair.
I know, and I'm aware of putting that pressure on myself makes me feel worse and makes me like get less done because of my
Yes.
brain. It happened to me the other night. My dad wanted me to go get his prescription. I needed to go into the store, but I wasn't dressed to go into the store, so I was like frozen in this place of like, I don't know how to move. Like wait till the last second to get out of here, and then I gotta speed and pass people and shit to even make it in time. But it's like you get paralyzed it can go for days and days and days. A lot of people who are spiritually connected or people who are empathic or sensitive, a lot of us do have ADHD because of that being a result of trauma. If you've been in narcissistic abuse, if you've had any type of weirdness like that, where your stuff inside of you was dysregulated due to, fight or flight and all of those things that we go through, you may not realize it, but it is there. You didn't have to be beat to death every day. I was not beat to death every day of my life as a child. I was provided food and warmth and shelter. But the way they made me feel about it is what fucking did to me the damage. And that's why I kept going out into toxic relationships and repeating things that were out there. But it just, it's like do. So now that I know that, I have become more powerful around it. I recognize my things. I know what I'm doing to myself. And I can pull myself up out of it, or I can do the opposite. Being empowered with the information is one thing, because like we can take that information and then own it to a place where we become like a miserable person of it. That's why, like, bipolar as a kid, I saw what it did to me. When I got Lyme, I was like, I don't want to know that I have it, because if I have it, I'm gonna own it, and then I'm gonna become like, impacted negatively even more so of it. And it's true. And it's like, it doesn't matter what it is. If you own it negatively, it's going to be better. There's people out there that see like autism and ADHD as like a superpower, because they're the ones that are always doing things, that are changing shit, because they see everything differently than other people. They don't have, they can
Stuff
fucking do
blocking them.
circles.
Yeah. Yeah,
Like,
for sure.
but yeah, they want you, no matter what you are, who you are, where you are. The world's set up to make you feel inadequate. The world's set up to make you feel like you didn't do enough. You're not a good enough person. And look at this. This is like golden solar and omega. This is the divine feminine, divine masculine. You are both. You need to unite in union within before you're going to ever have a
Yourself.
divine union outside.
Yes.
Harness the divine feminine power of creation. Intention is what will bring your vision to birth a higher consciousness. And the power of the masculine, it says, stand in your power with wisdom. Let your DNA be reprogrammed and the light codes activated. Become an inspired leader. Like, let these two things come together within yourself and go. Because I'm always in my masculine, out of that, like, that drive of I've got to provide, I got to protect, I got to do all the things that was never done for me from the divine masculines. So I've got to, balance that with this and learn how to be able to do and receive and trust. Like, obviously I have a lot of it in me, but I don't always let it be the main thing out there. Because if I did, there would be a dude here helping. Like, like my dad is back in my life. I think that's to heal a lot for that. And that needed to happen so that I could have this eventually with somebody that's going to be that. But until that is all good, that's not going to be able to come. And I'm aware of that. So, there's been a lot of progress already. Like 5 years now, 6 years now living together. But like those things need to happen, and we got to have that balance, and we need to recognize the things in ourselves and then embody it within ourselves as a pure, transform your ascension knowledge to pure wisdom, process what you know, act with truth and honesty, and let your wings of light grow and expand. That's how you expand. It's just by growing and healing and knowing that you're not perfect. You're never going to be perfect, but you can get better and you deserve better.
100%. And look at, like, while you were saying that stuff, I was pulling cards. Ignore criticism and judgments. And that's like what we do to ourselves too. Organize your mental and physical space. Yeah. I've been cleaning out a lot of myself too. Cause like kind of like what you were saying, Bridget, like with your channel, like getting out of the old, getting into the new. Like we gotta get into a new space and make room for more things. Gather more info. What brings me joy? What brings me joy? 1010. And heal your solar plexus chakra. That's emotional balance and detox. Yeah, we're talking all about emotions tonight, aren't we, Bridget?
Mhm. Rick was saying he grew up with people with like they were on the edge of having no food, so he goes out, he buys food for 2 months. It's like,
Yeah.
yes, I do those things too. I buy like all this big amount of shit, and then I'm like, only use a little bit. And I noticed my dad like is totally opposite, but his mom always gave him money and stuff like easily. But you can see the difference in life that people have. How like how he is, how I am, based off of the surroundings around us, how the people were around us. She always bailed him out. So now he doesn't know how to like do things, and he's like, "Blah, blah, 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 all the food one day." I'm like, no. It's such a lesson though to live with him. I'm like, why is this laundry detergent already gone? Like,
Oh my
I should have
gosh.
wasted it. This should have lasted us a year. You know what I mean? But he's like,
Oh Lord,
it's crazy.
Daddy-o.
But it's like it doesn't matter. It doesn't. Him living in that way. He's fine. He gets gifted things. He's a manifesting generator. I'm a manifesting generator, but we do it in different ways.
Yeah.
He he's like, I've got nothing to myself. Like he's got a lot of weird shit that's like, what the fuck is that stuff? Like windows, but they're worth money. But it's like there's it's a weird way to have money. You know what I mean? But I also see it in myself with all my crystals and my decks, but I didn't buy any like decks. You know what I mean? I didn't spend that much money on those things. But there's vast differences in me and him just from those little things. And I've had to really be like cool and calm with myself because to not freak out about why is this. And I just bring my food up here. Like I get food that I want that I don't want to eat in one day. I'm like, and I
Yes.
bring it up here where it's safe and it can stay without being like,
My precious. It's
yeah.
my precious. Bridget, were you a Buffy fan at all? You said you're 40.
I did watch some of it. I watched, but I wasn't like full on into it. Why?
Because I just got, oh my God, Buffy's like my all-time hero, favorite ever. And I just got the Buffy the
I was
Vampire
gonna say, do
Slayer
you have the
dress.
Buffy deck?
It just came out, and I was like, I have to have that because that is the best thing ever.
Like I tell I think that that's awesome that they do that, and I tell people like come up with like do those things because like if you get inspired, you have something you really like Fraggle Rock, like make a Fraggle Rock deck, but be careful with what you do. You have
Yeah, the
to,
trademark.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
right. But
There's
you
a
can,
lot of creative people out there. You make beautiful decks too. I was like, oh, I'd love to do that, but then I get in my head. I'm like, you know, I don't know.
Cedar Stone loves Buffy. Cedar Stone is Abby. She's the one I was
Yeah,
saying.
Abby. Abby, I feel like we should be best friends. I don't know, like the animals, Buffy. Yes, this deck is great. This is the back of it.
Ooh.
It's really pretty. Yeah, it's really they have stakes, chalices, pentacles. So like but the skids
My
it's
dog
like
is
great.
making so many noises. Fraggle Rock. Damn Fraggle Rock.
Oh, that's great. That was a great show. Maybe
Yeah,
we need to make a
I'm thinking
fraggle
about it
rock.
because like that would be easy, even if it's not like the real pictures. Like they're just like,
Yeah. There's somebody on Etsy that does like little Harry Potter decks, and I love Alice in Wonderland too.
yeah.
Um, and I bought one of the Alice in Wonderland decks. I wasn't a big fan of it personally.
Somebody got me an Alice in Wonderland deck, but it was just like an actual like playing cards deck. Oh,
Oh yeah,
diamonds and hearts and all of that. But those you can use as something specific, like each one ties to the thing. So I
yes,
told
my
her,
friend uses. Yeah,
yeah, it's a lot. It's all a lot. Like learning tarot was like, oh God. But the reason I even learned tarot, which is again like a positive out of the negative, was because of the twin stuff. I saw a twin flame reading one day and was like, oh, boo boo boo. And I learned by watching the readers read tarot. What then
yeah,
got a deck. I actually was gifted a deck years before, but I was afraid of it, intimidated by it because there was so much. But then I got one book, like this big, like tiny little book with the basic things, and I just kept using them. But that's the thing. No two people read cards exactly the same. Some people see this as this, and some people see it as the other. So, even in that, it's like everybody is creating in the way that they need to create, and everybody's going to receive what they need to receive regardless. Like I can say something and like 20,000 people could be inspired by it, but in a different way. It's like we gotta
yeah.
like just let that be, like just trust and say and do and grow. But if you're not having that be the case in your life around you, you gotta change whatever's happened and make it be like not do that.
Yeah, Bridget, you just did a post and I liked it, I think, but I forgot to comment about like creating different content. Um, and like what people need right now. And I think that you absolutely could be a mentor to people, like really, really would do good at that. But you're talking about tarot. Have you ever done like tarot classes or anything?
I was actually thinking about, well, I have the course thingy for like how to make your own tarot deck and like what to do, exactly what I do, the easy process. So you don't have to like
Oh,
you don't have to do anything. It's $50 right now on my website. It's like a few hours long. I walk you through the whole thing of like what not to do, what to do, and like you don't have to worry about like publishers and like getting images things. Like you're responsible for all of it. You can order one at a time. You don't have to be bulk. You can do whatever the fuck you want. But I put that out there, and then I asked last night, like, what do you want for me to do? Because I don't want to repeat what I did last time and go like lock myself behind doors, make massive amounts of content that only like 6 people saw. Because that's what
yeah,
happened.
right.
Like, but like the people that came did benefit. There was a lot of people that like did make, positive improvement from it, or they received a lot of benefit like in the information of like what to do with their website, how to do it for free. I'm a weirdo. Like I'm like, no, we're gonna find a way around that. Boop, boop, boop. And I do. And I have no problem sharing that information with other people so they don't have to do that. Because I know a lot of people are starting with nothing. But that's a problem too, is like how do you help people with nothing and receive at the same time as helping? You know what I mean? It's like that it's then like I want the people that I know that were in the position that I was in to get out of that position. So I want to help them as much as I can, but I also have to do it in a way where I receive in some way, you know?
Receive, absolutely.
So
Yep.
like a scholarship thing was something I had thought like if I could, but or like, being a nonprofit, but I've got to learn all of that and then see what's entailed in that because it's hard to be a business and run legitimate. And then there's assholes out there fucking scamming, pretending to be you, making more money than you because they're fucking assholes. And it's like,
Yeah, it's frustrating. I agree.
I think doing it my own way too, rather than like, oh, the government way would probably be better because like we need to show people we don't need to do what has been done all along. There's a problem. You want to ask a question? Okay. You want to change your job? When will it change? Change when you change it.
Get
When will
out
it
there and get a
change?
new one.
Um,
There's so many out there right now.
I know, but that's a perspective shift too, because some people are like, oh, everybody's getting fired, everybody's losing their money, everybody's losing their
Yeah.
jobs, and I'm like, I was on there last week. They were fucking hiring. What are you talking about? Like, it's all fear factors a lot of times.
Yes.
And a lot of people repeat things that they've heard without looking into it to see if it's actually legitimately as bad as they think it is. But like the Queen of Pentacles is here and the Nine of Swords is here. So if you're anxious and nervous, I'm not going to get that job, or I'm not going to be able to do it, or I can't afford it, you're going to fucking sabotage. It's never going to happen. But if you shift that, it'll be as quickly as you want it to. But we dictate so much. He's such a weirdo. Um, we unite with the things when we allow for those to happen. So if you're afraid to take that leap, if you're afraid to do what you need to do to become the empress in your energy field of like creation and manifesting, I want that. I want to change your job. Change it. The fuck are you waiting for? Just do it. Don't keep putting it off. Just do it. Like that's the
Yep.
problem. Everybody won't. They don't have a leap. There's got to be the
No.
time.
Yeah. And that's when the tower moment happens, when you don't leave.
Yeah, that's just I literally just happened to someone I know for months and months and months. It was getting worse and worse and worse to the point where it was like I was looking up the laws in her fucking country to do with stuff because I'm like, this isn't legal. And she wasn't getting justice, but she also wasn't taking action to protect or help herself. She was just being like stuck within it. He won't let me quit was one thing was happening. And I'm like, that's impossible. You
Yeah,
can't
no.
like you get up every day and go there willingly. You can quit. But now you're fired. Now you're fired because you didn't do that. Like they were like,
Yep.
we've given up on that result. So now you're gonna get this. And she knew. She was like, you were right. Like,
Yeah.
and she knows why. And because I've been telling her for a long time, those towers suck because it's harder to come up from. So don't go there. Let yourself get there when you feel like that pull to jump. Jump. Don't wait. Like if people waited too long to jump out of something that like they're gonna die. You are gonna, like think like, oh, this is gonna crash. I should jump. Jump. Like, don't wait. You're gonna crash. It's gonna be worse.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, my guy. I've been my guy is just, he works at like the worst place you could possibly work. And he came home the other day, or I went over to his place, and I've never seen him so mad. And I'm like, thank God. I feel like he's finally going to take that leap. You know, he's been there for 18 years. They don't appreciate him. They treat him like shit. He doesn't get, like, he works his ass off for nothing. And no, he said, oh yeah, they're uh what, how did he say it? Basically, they got in trouble. They had
Yeah.
to get knocked off their high horse. But I'm like, it's not going to change. They're going to hire another asshole that's going to be your manager, and he's going to come in and think he's like the best thing ever, and it's the same thing over and over.
Yeah. That's what happens though. And like
Yeah.
that, like you get it's an addiction no matter what it is. If you, especially an 18-year job, it's like you're addicted to kind of going there because it's all you know. It's so hard to say no.
Comfortable, safe,
Yeah.
yeah, but it's not safe. But it's not. There's
No, it's not.
there's
But
police that are at the entrance of the place because it's not, literally not safe
what
either.
is it?
He works at Walmart, and it's just in a really
It's like
bad
the ghetto.
area.
Like,
What?
I'm like the ghetto Walmart. Like, can you die in there?
It's bad. It's really bad. Like during
Like,
Christmas, every single day they had somebody stealing stuff. Every day.
what the fuck? I saw a video the other day of like the person coming out of there, like talking about how messed up Walmart is, and there was a girl literally stealing a TV.
The
Fell out of
TVs.
the
I saw that too. Yeah. And
oh
the guy who works there standing there with the cart, like not doing anything. I'm like, oh.
I probably wouldn't do anything either if I just worked there, because like
Yeah, I guess that's a good point. But I mean, he
you're
wasn't trying to call anybody, or I don't know. Like, I'm not saying.
I think my instinct would kick in to be like, "What the fuck are you doing? Say
Yeah.
something," or attempt to like get help. But
At
it
least
was
that lady
funny.
got her on video
I know. It's
with
the
her
guy just took
shoe.
off and she fell out of the car. Her shoe was left. It was like she's like the Walmart Cinderella because she just stole the TV, and it was so weird. It was like she was going really slow,
Yeah,
like
I
walking up.
know.
I'm like, you didn't plan that at all. That was a horrible execution. You're fucked. You're definitely gonna get caught because like
Oh yeah.
everybody saw it on TikTok.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, and she's probably gonna have to pay damages because that cart like fell. Those TVs fell over.
It's not a smart decision, but that's the part of the thing in the world right now. That's a big thing. It's like that shit, that focus, like what's on TV, what's on. Like, stop watching TV. It programs you, and it makes you feel inadequate because you look at all these beautiful fucking people who are airbrushed and
Oh
like,
my God. Do not get me started. On
and it's a
TikTok,
fake
I'm so
fucking.
sick
Oh
of
my
the celebrities.
god!
The celebrity drama. Like, who can, like, why are these people so invested in a celebrity and what's going on in their life? Like, who gives a shit?
I know, I
They're
know.
not better than you. They're not.
That's just what has happened from conditioning to us. So like we all do it to various degrees depending on what it is, because like it can happen anywhere. Doesn't matter if it's like this celebrity world or here. Like, I've had people in my life that I've seen me do that pedestal thing with, oh, they're so amazing, and then I find out over time that they're really not. And
Nope.
then people have done it to me, and I'm like, don't put me up there. And then like, over time, the things happen where it's like, oh, you were giving me all those gifts because you were hoping for an end result of different thing than happened. Sorry, like it happens everywhere, but it's like
Yes.
people get something in their head about you. They may see you or perceive you as a way, and they want to treat you in a certain way, or you do it to yourself, or you do it to other people. Like the twin flame fucking label is a bad thing, or putting people up. Oh my god, wow, they're so awesome. Look at
And
how
they end
many.
up being a narcissist.
Yeah, they're gonna drain you. They're gonna eat you. They're gonna kill you. Like, and then you think yourself is a problem all the time because you're like, well, how come I attracted that? Because we have all these toxic things out here of like, oh, it's all a mirror, it's all your fault, it's all like you, it's all the bad. You'll only attract, your mirror. But it's like we can't tell people that because like for everything, like yes, you are going to attract what you need. There's going to be toxic when you have toxic, and that's what you're used to. But you don't have to be there. You get to choose the strength to rise out of there. If you're genuinely a good person in your heart and soul, you might get manipulated. You might stay around there. It doesn't mean you're a narcissist. It doesn't mean you deserved it. It just means you got to have better boundaries and better healing moving forward, and not keep letting like everything be repeated over and over in other places, and then you might get like, oh wow, I didn't even see that one coming. It happens. It sucks. I've had it happen. I'm shell shocked from it because I still do, like, anybody who ended up being like, oh, if I see like those little things within somebody else, I'm like, oh, but I try not to because it's not fair to anybody. But unfortunately, we've all been bruised, we've all been hurt, and we've all had this like false conditioning for a reason. It's put there in purpose to hurt us or to keep us stuck or underneath. It's like all the families who run the shit, they're all families that they've been doing that. But they do it for a reason because they want that power, they want that control, they want to feed in that
Yes.
energy.
Yes.
If we stop feeding them, they can't do it. If we stop participating, it won't happen. If we don't like what's going on, we have to stop it. The world is fucked. The fact that they were like thinking about dumping tons, like billions and tons into the fucking New York thing, not to like last week, guys. Last week, they're like, oh yeah, tons and tons, like 100 tons of fucking nuclear waste. We're gonna put it into the New York harbor. That's a good idea. No, it's not. Why are we even making it to begin with?
Yeah.
But then we're over here. Oh, but my twin flame. Who gives a fuck? The world's gonna kill itself. Like, you know what I mean? At some point, it's like, why do we even care about this stupid shit?
Yeah.
It's just a
Yeah.
distraction.
I feel like people are really starting, like, more than ever, becoming like awake to what is really going on in the world, and
Well, you know, all
starting
the
to pay
fucking
attention.
shit that they do is becoming obvious, and we now have connection to see it with you. Oh yeah, I saw them. There was a fucking trail derailer next to a plant of water. The guy saw it, showed it. That's weird. Why is that there? Waiting
Yeah.
to derail a train on purpose.
On
If they
purpose.
poison all the water places, they can tell you to get out of your house, put you in a smart city. Like, they could do whatever they want if we let them.
Yep.
And if we are focused on, I feel sad because he doesn't like me. You're not
Yeah.
gonna have a happily ever after if the world blows up. You're not gonna have a happily ever after if you're living in a fucking like concentration camp. And people
Yes.
don't believe that it can happen, but it's already done so many times.
Yeah. It's like history is just, and the when they over in the summer, where was that at? I feel like it was down south somewhere where they were controlling their it could air. They were controlling their air, like how high their air could go. You remember that?
How high their air? What?
Their air, like in their home, like
Who was controlling it?
the so like it was specific, I'm sorry, I can't think of the terminology, but it was specific types of
Oh, like the meter thing for like when you
yeah,
set your temperature?
yeah, and I feel like, I don't know if it was DTE or what, like, but it was one of those companies that was controlling, like, you could only go to, I don't know, it wasn't even like cold, like cool. It was like 70, like it's like 80, 90 degrees outside, and they're like, oh, but you can only have it at 70. We're in a, power saving crisis or whatever the fuck it was. Yeah, people can't see what they're trying to do. They're just trying to control us. It's fucking
Well,
sick.
like the thing right now with the eggs, why everybody can't get eggs, the people who actually have chickens are like, I changed the food because there's only one producer of the food, even though there's multiple brands. There's one person above that makes the multiple brands. She stopped doing that. She got like a home person around here. And the person around like that was like, oh, they started laying eggs again. Whatever they were feeding the birds was stopping the laying. So now there's a shortage, which they control all of that. They
Yep.
do all of it. It's like little tiny bit trickles down, but we have the fucking majority. We don't need that system that's set up.
Yep.
And like so many things I keep learning, like I'm like, oh my God, that's not even legal. Like none of the shit that we do or that we think about, that we stress out about, that we're so consumed with, that we're afraid of, isn't even supposed to be getting done in the first place. It's
Yep.
set up in ways to keep you from. So why do you think you don't learn about money in school? Like they don't want you to know because like it's not beneficial to the ones that have it for you to learn how to get it.
Yeah. You're absolutely right, Jenny. Yeah, what they did with COVID, trying to force us to get vaccines and try, it's just not
That
like,
backfired.
yeah, the United States is not as free as it used to be, and it's sickening.
I know. You know what? But even like the things that they've told us about our history is false. Like they paint the narrative the way they want to paint it so that you're like, oh, that's a nice thing. Like think about when you learned about like Christopher Columbus coming over, and like they kind of painted it in a way that wasn't really as it was when I was in school. I think my
Yeah,
dad got a better version than I did, but like they're like, oh, he discovered. No, he didn't. He came in and fucking killed everybody and took it. That's not nice. That's not freedom. That's not how we like keep freedom going. That's not how we like help ourselves free from something. And they're open to letting you come in and taught you stuff, be nice to you, and then you killed them. Like that's the main problem with the world is like you try to help someone and then it's like dang blah, blah. Like what the fuck. Like
yeah,
but that's like what our place here was built on is lies, and they killed so many people that people don't know about because they don't want to put that in the history book. It's like a PR agent. Your history book is like
yeah,
wherever you are in the world, your history is going to be painted better for you than the other countries because it's your person's teaching it to you. But if you come out of there and realize what actually happened, you're like, whoa, that's not nice. That's not cool. That's not what they told us or led us to feel about the circumstances. And let's celebrate on that day. Oh no, let's not. Let's not. Today, the day is the day that fucking St. Patrick chased the snakes out. Do you know what the snakes were? The snakes were the people that they didn't like with their own religion. They wanted them to move over to the other religion. And anybody that wasn't doing that, he fucking got rid of. So he was getting rid of the what do you call them? Like the druids and the fucking what is the name of I know somebody's gonna know in there. Other people know. Other people know this. It's not a secret, but it's like oh the world. Oh, buy your shamrocks. Feel here. St. Patrick was a Roman who led the massacre of one of the last Druid communities in Ireland called the Serpents. He rid Europe of snakes. That's why he was honored. That's not cool,
yeah.
guys. That's not nice. Just because somebody believes something differently than you don't fucking kill them.
No, God, I feel like that's where we're headed now.
Yeah,
Like you cannot have a difference of opinion from anybody. Otherwise, you're just like the worst person ever. Like,
because it goes all the way back to when you like we have it in us, like cognitive dissonance. Like remember, my mom said, my mom said, my mom
yeah,
said, my mom said. Well, somebody's fucking mom was either wrong or you're both right, but it depends on the perspective. But when you go through things in your life, you're gonna realize, I guess your mom was probably kind of right, and maybe your mom was kind of right, but it takes time to get there. But we need to stop, like we got to set the kids up early days now, like don't do that. Don't be like this is the only way because there's a
yes,
billion ways.
yes. Well, and we got to teach our kids now, especially that, um, just because we've got different views, that doesn't make us an enemy. Like if we all agreed on everything, can you imagine
It's
like how
hard.
boring our life would be?
I
Like
know. And
nobody
like
wants that.
people like excitement, people like drama, but like we don't need to blow each other up. We don't
No.
like the thing they said the other day. There was like, oh, so the U.S. had a thing and they shot it or they clipped it down, right? So now like they want to retrieve it, but we want to retrieve it. It's like little fucking kids.
They
Why
are.
was it there? You shouldn't have had it there because you're asking questions. Like you're just pushing yourself to be like fucked with. Take your toys away from them and keep them over here. Stay away. Don't look at them. Don't talk to them. Don't fuck with them. Do you care what your neighbor's doing? Unless they're fucking antagonizing you, like, do you go look at them? Like, no. And even if you hate someone in your own town, it's unlikely you run into them. So why the fuck does it matter what other countries are doing? Who
Yeah.
cares? Like, just let them do what they do and live in peace and just stop because we're gonna look like Maz is what's gonna happen. I keep seeing things about evacuation and fucking boom, what to do in the event of a nuclear fucking bomb. And I'm like,
Oh
oh my
God.
god, I don't want to know. Can you guys come get me? Like, I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
People need to wake the fuck up. It's already happened. It's already been. It's already there. It's a button. It's a matter of fucking button, and we boom the whole place. We're here to not do
Well,
that.
if that does happen, I mean, at least we know
We
we're going
tried.
somewhere better.
We did our best. Gave it our all.
God.
Go move on to the next place and not man. But I don't know. People that's why I get sad too, is that because I see how much people are hurting in other ways and distracted in other things and
Yes.
consumed by other stuff. And I get it too. I have it happen too. But it's really not in fucking important at all. And it
No.
is a distraction. It is a karmic distraction. So when you're feeling sad and all of that, it's like you're not caring too much. Like whatever. Like this, yeah. Sometimes it's like just blow me up. I can't. I don't care. I don't want to live. We can't let that happen.
No.
We can let it happen, but we shouldn't let it happen. We
No.
come to change the world. And if somebody that you're connecting with is making you feel like a shit show and you're not able to, step up and do what you need to do, then get rid of that so that you can. Enables you to access your deepest wisdom. Spirituality and wisdom are available to you. Develop your psychic abilities and receive an ineffable soul knowledge and harness the divine masculine power of creation. Destroy the old, visualize your dream, help to manifest a new world where we don't have. I'm like, why do we even know what to do in the event of that? That shouldn't have never been even a thing that we knew. That shouldn't be like when we realized what that could do, they should have been like, let's put that away, lock it up, like at the bottom of the ocean. Nobody can know how to make that happen. Because if they know how to make that happen, that's a problem. So let's get rid of that. It's not a good
Yeah.
thing. We made it. Oops, problem. Bye. Get rid of because like I don't know how to make a bomb. You know what I mean? Like I don't know how to do any of that stuff. So like if that's the case, like let's keep it that way across the board. Like, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's like why do we have it in the first place? Who was like, yeah, let's back in the day, the little kids that were like little disabled, they fucking like did so much shit to them. No problem. There's so much stuff that's been done too that people they released in CSI, the FBI, all the documents are released out there. You go read them about the way that reality actually is and what they've done, and what they use, and how they can. But nobody believes it because of cognitive dissonance. They want to doubt it. They don't want to think it's real because it doesn't seem like that's a thing. But they're doing it. If they're
Well,
doing
and
it,
it's too
releasing
much. It's too much. They can't accept that reality, you know?
I know it takes levels, and I
Yeah.
have to keep reminding myself to not, because like I've been here for a while, like waiting for people to like, you know, like I was all by myself for a long time, and
Yes,
there's a
you were.
in the awakening where you're like and you can get sucked into that like where it goes real bad, and you start yelling at people like wake the fuck up. What's his name? There's a guy that does it, and I'm like that's not the right approach, but like
No.
at some point it's like, huh?
I said no, it's not the right because if they're not ready, they're not ready, and it's not our job to tell
I
them
can't
they
force
have to
it.
be ready. They need to figure it out.
It's like oh come on like you start to give up hope because like you hear there's but I've seen things change. I've seen things manifest that they said was going to manifest, and it took a fucking long ass time. I'm like this
Yeah,
never happened, but it did. So they do, things are coming, they are changing,
they
but
are changing.
we
Yes.
need to be aware and not
Yes.
fall under the like illusions or the traps of the that they want us to.
Nope. Yep. Hey, Bridget.
Yep.
I gotta go see my guy.
Okay, no problem.
Yeah, I
um
see him on Fridays. So
That's fine. That's fine. We've been on for 2 hours, and I don't think anybody even sent a super chat. So it's not like we owe anybody anything or anything like that. I don't see any. I think we all just got talking, and that's okay. That's what's
yeah, no, I this was so good. This was like so much fun. I'm so grateful I got to come on here with you. Hopefully we can do more things. No pressure,
Yeah,
but
we can
I
do it
love the
again.
vibe of this.
No problem. Thank you. And yeah, 7-7 on the top. Seven's been a synchronicity today. Please like Colette. She's new to YouTube. That's why I made this thing for her tonight. If you are somebody new on YouTube, you knew somebody somewhere, you need help, you want to collaborate or you want to work together, I tell this to people all the time. I will help you. I will work with you, but you got to fucking ask. Like I can't come out there and get you. Okay?
Yes,
So I'm not gonna like unless you're like there's a vibe mismatch or something and I just don't like you. Sorry. But for the most part, I'm open to everybody. And so go like her channel so she can get out there. I know a lot of people probably were led to her for a reason. That's why I follow that thing of working together and helping. Um, but yeah, go over there, give her a follow, give her a like, give her a share. And I will do more with you, probably not in the not too long from now. So we will schedule another. And thank you guys for coming. The
Oh, is
dollar,
somebody about to do a super chat?
they might be.
If somebody does a super chat, I'll hang out for 1 minute, and I don't want the money. I haven't been doing readings, and I miss doing readings, and I told you I haven't had the energy, so I finally have the energy.
We could do this like a monthly thing, and then I could set it up and say I could put it in a way of like, if you want the reading answered, I think today needed to happen the way it needed to happen, which
Yes.
is what happens. It's like I can't control, but it happens. Even my private readings, I'm like, I get all worried about returning back on time, like a reading, but sometimes it's
Yeah.
not meant to. That girl that I had the other day, she got the answer to the question in the time that I was like, and I
You
was
were
like, I sent her
saying
a message
that.
and she's
Yeah.
like, I'll take the refund because I found out he's not changed. Like, so asking about is he changed doesn't matter because he hasn't. So, like, yeah, I'd like get my $20 back, please. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
so I try not to like, but I've had people get like upset that you're late, and it's like, well, your fucking answer's not ready. Like, I can't
Yeah.
control it.
No. You gotta to give somebody a minute.
Okay. Today was a good. Today was a get to know you. Yeah, yeah. So let's
Yeah,
end it. We've been
no.
over 2 hours, and next time we'll be back on. Maybe we'll have other people that join in. Maybe I know I have people in my community that do want to work out here that are close to me that have no reason to not ask me to do this. So, don't be afraid of me. I'm no bite, and we can always do different things like, whatever. We can work together. You should Cedar Stone, I'm glad that you came and had fun. That's Abby. I think you
Yes,
guys are probably
Abby.
gonna connect. And
Love it.
I'm sorry that it didn't go exactly as it was meant to, but I'm not
No,
sorry.
no. I agree, Bridget. The things we were talking about, the twin flame thing, especially, I feel like it's a big thing in the community right now that we should be talking about. Like, we need to bring more awareness to like the toxic piece of it where people get stuck and get hurt. You know what I mean? So I'm so glad we talked about that. And the consciousness, we need to be conscious of what's going on around us and right now, especially in the world. So I'm glad we got to talk about that too. And
It's important. People
yeah,
don't realize. But there is a lot of people that do realize it that did like, but sometimes they need to hear it again. They need to be reminded, or they need to know that they're not alone in feeling that way or thinking that way, or like, why are we doing this? Like, if we all just got together, we would be fine, and be like, no, no, no. But
yes,
actually, people are asking for your thing over here on my community board on Divine Essentials. I have shared Colette's thing. Um,
oh
on my
yeah,
if you go to the Divine Essentials channel or the Bridget Rao channel, wherever you are, the community board does have a link right there to her channel, so you can subscribe and follow her. And I will be back anyways to do live readings for my members soon. And I am still just deciding on what I'm going to do. I'm going to be doing content to help people build their businesses up, but um
oh God, I would love that.
the reason why I haven't done it on the Bridget Rao channel is because of like the people that were there didn't come for that, and I know I'm going to watch the numbers crash on there. And that's not good for your mental health. Regardless if you know it doesn't matter, it's still
Yeah,
fucking weird. So I did
yes,
start a new channel. I probably will end up doing a new channel from scratch because I'm a
yeah,
weirdo. Um, and then I guess the Bridget Rao channel will just be there as like a. It's a funnel. It's a funnel to get people to come heal in other places if they would like to. But I'm still
yes.
there one time a month to help that be a process for them. All right.
Thank you for all you do for the community, Bridget. You do a lot of stuff for real.
It saved my life, so I kind of try to give it back the way that it did, and without having to be what I had to do, where it was like, digging under mountains and trying to climb into answers, and there was nothing out there then. So I'm like, yeah, like this is what I know. Thank you very much. Thank you guys for joining us tonight, on both channels. And again, we will be back. And I have my podcast episodes. I haven't uploaded on either of the YouTubes, but I've talked a lot about this stuff this week in like 5 different episodes, along with other things that I've never told anybody about, because I'm like, nobody talks about this. So there may be things for other people that are like, oh my God, somebody finally said it. So if you want to hear those are on all of the podcast places. It's the Stassi Shaman podcast. But thank you guys. I'm going to go now, and I will share her stuff again onto both community boards. And we'll be back soon to do another together in Munay. Namaste.
Bye, Bridget. Bye, everybody.
Bye. Thank you.